All right. Hi, guys. Welcome to the first episode of Just Another 20-something with me, Marisa. I am really, really excited to be doing this. I have been wanting to do something creative like a podcast for a long time. And so I'm just really excited. I hope you guys are also excited to be here. So for the first episode, I was thinking we would talk a little bit about myself so you guys could get to know me a little better. And then why I kind of created the podcast. Some highlights of October, because if you can believe it, October is freaking over, and I cannot believe that. And then just talk about some things that I'm a little nervous but also excited about for November. Since I am starting this on the 2nd of November. Again, cannot believe that it's already November. This year has just been flying by. I mean, I guess I'm happy about that, but I don't know. Anyway, so let's get into who I am. I'm Marisa. I am a 23-year-old recent grad. I have a degree in business with a concentration in marketing. So that's really cool. I love to flex on that. Some little things that I love. I love puzzles. I love nature. I love bad and good movies. I mean, of course I love a good movie, but when you get to just sit down and watch a bad movie, oh my gosh, it's so funny. I mean, how can you not enjoy the bad ones? I'm also a huge Potterhead, read all the books, watched all the movies 1,000 times, obsessed. I'm actually mad I haven't even watched any of the Harry Potter movies this season yet. I'm super slacking this year. I am a new plant mom, so right now I'm looking in my room at my little plants, and they're doing so great. I am super nervous that I am going to kill one of them, just really at any moment. And it could happen at any moment. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the day. A little astrology for you. My sun sign is Libra. My moon sign is Cancer. And my rising is a Capricorn. So do with that what you will. And I really like journaling. It's something that definitely helps my mental health. And that kind of leads into why I created the podcast. I love journaling. I think it really just gets all my thoughts out into the open, and I kind of wanted to have a digital version of that, which is obviously what the podcast is about. I kind of slacked for a long time on journaling, and I took a lot of months off, which hilariously, I took all the months off in quarantine to not journal. I think that was obviously just a super hard time, and I just didn't know how to really express anything that was going on. So I just kind of stopped. And then I was like, Marissa, what are you doing? You're miserable. You're not having a fun time. So let's get back into journaling. Let's think through our feelings and get everything a little sorted out. And so I did that. I started journaling again, and I just had this idea. I was like, hey, right now, you're not really doing anything because classic pandemic life, and I don't have a job at the moment, which is hard because every day you're just kind of home and you're applying to jobs and you're not hearing anything back, or you get some rejections and you're like, oh great, awesome. So it's just, there's a lot of hard stuff going on in the world right now. And so I was like, let's sit down. We're sitting down and we're going to journal our feelings out. We need to have a time. And so then again, that created the idea of the podcast, because it's like, hey, you have all this time on your hands. You're literally doing nothing. I mean, I try to do something every day, but you know what I mean. You're just sitting there. You're in quarantine. You can't really go see your friends. You can't really go out in the world. And personally, I don't really like going out if it's just by myself. I am definitely a needy person where I need to just have a buddy if I'm going to go to the grocery store or go to a coffee shop. I wish I wasn't like that, because when I'm home, I love being alone. But the second I go out in public, I'm like, oh my God, everyone thinks this girl is lame because she's alone, which I know is not true. But in my head, of course, that is what comes out. So yeah, I was like, hey, let's do something fun. You're not doing anything. And here it is. Here's the podcast. I thought it would be nice to just be able to actually talk to myself out loud, especially when I am alone. Both of my parents, well, my mom and her boyfriend, who I live with, they both work with the public. So they're out all day working, and then I'm just home living life. And so, you know, I don't talk a lot when it's just me, like, sitting at home, like, not doing anything. So it's like, this is a nice exercise to get me to just, like, get talking, get my mind going, have something. It's kind of like I'm talking to a friend. And that's kind of what I want this to be like, is that I'm just talking with my buddies, you know, like, we're hanging out, we're chilling. I have some things on my mind I wanted to get across to you. And hopefully you guys can leave a review and leave some thoughts that you also have in your mind, because I would love to know. And then we can kind of talk and chat, and that's basically what I want this to be, is just a nice community for everyone to talk and have fun and have safe space. And that's kind of, if you listen to my trailer, that's kind of what I alluded to, where we're going to talk about some gross things like emotions and deep things, but obviously it's very important to do, and we should all do it. So we're going to talk about the really deep stuff, and then I want to make it light as well. I don't want to only just talk about really dark, or not even dark, but just deep emotional things. I want to have, like, fun times where we can just laugh, and you can just throw this on and be like, ah, yes, a good, calmful, okay, a nice, calm, happy feeling podcast episode. You need one of those in your life too. You don't want to just always be like, okay, time to break out the journal and cry kind of moment. So we're going to talk about that kind of stuff. And then we're going to talk about stuff that maybe not everyone's into, but I'm really into. Like, I'm just thinking ahead. I already have plans that we are going to talk about The Bachelor, because that is one of my favorite shows. Seriously. I mean, it is so bad, but it's so good. I can't tear myself away from watching. I have been an OG fan too. Like, I think the first season I ever watched was Brad Womack when he didn't choose anyone the first time. I think that was my first ever episode, which is insane. I think I was like 8. Whatever. I am obsessed with the show. So I already know we're going to be talking about stuff like that. So hopefully you guys will be into that. But yeah, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good stuff going to come out of this, and I'm really pumped. Okay, so that's kind of the little overview of who I am. Obviously, you will be able to get to know me a little more as time goes on. I don't want to just have this interview where I discuss everything about me, because you'll get enough of it. You'll see as time goes on. You'll be like, oh my God, this girl will not stop talking. Anyway, so that's a little bit about me, and that's a little bit of why I wanted to create the podcast. I've got to say, though, like, as much as I'm really excited, I'm also super nervous. I think a part of me is just like, you know, I've never really put myself out there and put myself out of my comfort zone. I really like to stay in my comfort zone bubble of things that I know. And this is something I don't know, you know? This is something where people from my high school will see this, which, by the way, if you are listening, no, you aren't. Please get off. No, if you're going to be here and be supportive, then great, awesome. Thank you so much. But I think there's always that kind of thought where you're like, oh, great. Like, people from my high school know. People that I know. And what if they don't like it? What if they hate it? What if they make fun of me? Which I think I'll definitely make an episode kind of just talking about all of this, because I think it's an important topic. But it's just like, you can't not do the things you love because you think someone isn't going to like it. Because someone's always not going to like it. That's always going to be a thing where somebody is going to be like, oh, that's really stupid. Or, oh my God, did you see what she was doing? But like, Who cares? Oh my God, who cares? I've been trying to tell myself that all morning. I'm like, shut up. Literally, who cares? Obviously, there's going to be people that do not like that, or they're not going to support you, or they're going to think that you're weird. But like, if you just sit around and let everyone think that you're weird or care about people thinking that you're weird, you're never going to, sorry, I'm fiddling with my mic. You're never going to do anything. You're going to sit in your room and you're going to be sad and you're going to think everyone's judging you. But like the reality of it all is that the only opinions that should matter are yourself and your friends and your family. If you have good relationships with them, obviously that's not for every case, but if you have a good relationship with your friends who are supportive and loving and care about you, and same with your family, then those are the only opinions that should matter. And they will support the things that you love to do and what you want to do and blah, blah, blah. So that is definitely something that makes me nervous, but I'm pushing myself to do it because it's like, you know what? Why not? This is something that I've been wanting to do. This is something that I think is super interesting and super fun. And I want other people to obviously think it's super interesting and super fun and join me and have a great time. And so some people will probably get something out of this, I hope. Oh, God. A lot of pressure, but I hope someone also gets something out of this. And it's just dumb to just sit here and not do it because of maybe someone from high school will find out. And you know what? If they do, great. I hope they have a great time. I hope they have an awesome time and they listen to it all the time and they love it. Anyway, so let's get into the highlights of October for me. This month has actually been a really fun month. I've actually really enjoyed it. Despite not having the whole job scenario, but I'll get into that. Let's do the fun parts first, and then I'll get into all the other things. But yeah, so this month I actually got to spend a good amount of time with some friends. I do have a little bubble that I'm kind of in right now because obviously I want to be safe with everything going on. And so, but I do want to be candid that yes, I have seen a few friends and we have done social distance activities and I just keep seeing the same little bubble. So obviously there is still a risk with doing that. And I think we all kind of know that if something happens, we will tell each other right away and we'll be honest and truthful about it. But anyway, so some of the activities that I did, I did a lot of fall activities, which I'm obsessed with because I love fall. Fall is my favorite season of all time. So I actually got to go apple picking and I made a pie out of the apples that we picked. Oh my God. If you guys have never done that, you need to go do it. There is something about fresh apples that just changes your life. I mean, I have never had the juiciest, oh God, I've never had the juiciest apple in my life until we went to this, oh my God, it was so cute. It was this little market that, so it's one of those markets where it's kind of like by the honor system. So no one was there, but you could like pick the apples and leave like money for them, which is actually so great in a time like this because you don't have to be around anybody. Like no one was there, which was really awesome. And so me and my friend, we had our masks and we just like got to get some apples, just like the two of us. And we got to like roam their little like apple orchard area. Oh my God. It was so cute. It was such a cute fall day. Yeah. And then we made the pie afterwards. And oh my gosh, how can I forget? We also made these apple pie muffins. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Apple pie muffins. Wait, am I even saying that right? No, it's just apple muffins. Whatever. It'd be cool if they were apple pie, but I guess they were just apple. But it had cinnamon. It had like all the ingredients of apple pie. Anyway, it was amazing. Those were super, super good. And so, yeah, it was just a really nice fall day. It was sunny but cold. The best weather ever. So that was something that I did over October. Of course, I went to a pumpkin patch with two of my other friends. That was amazing. I love pumpkin patches. I actually went so I moved back home with my parents. So I'm back in my hometown, which my hometown is a little bit special. It's very small. I'm really, truly living that small town life. And so I went to the pumpkin patch that I went to when I was like a baby, like seriously, like all growing up. And then, oh God. So we went to the pumpkin patch, great time. I later tell my dad about it because I live with my mom and her boyfriend. So my dad doesn't get to really know all the activities I do. So I was telling him about it. Great fun time. And later he posts a picture of me from the pumpkin patch because of course I told him, I was like, went to Hunter Farms, ha ha ha. And so he posted pictures of us, me and my friend when we were little and we went to Hunter Farms. And oh my God, it was so sweet, but also the ugliest picture of me in the world. I think it was me from like the 4th or 5th grade. Oh no, she was going through a time. She wasn't super cute yet, you know, she was a little awkward. She didn't really know how to smile. I think that was her main problem is I would smile with my entire teeth showing. I'm trying to like show you as if I'm being videoed right now, but literally it's my whole mouth. Like all of the teeth are showing. It doesn't even look like a smile. I'm just showing my teeth and then, Anyway, so that's fun. That pumpkin patch was super cute and just very nostalgic. I got a lot of nostalgic vibes from that. And then we made a charcuterie board that night. Ugh, I don't mean to be one of those girls. But also, I do mean to be one of those girls because I love a charcuterie board. Those things, chef's kiss. Amazing. The best thing you can eat. We literally just had that for dinner. We made a big, huge, massive one. It was great. What else did I do? Oh, I caught up with one of my friends from high school who I haven't actually talked to in like 2 years. Incredible. We were outside, social distance, and it was really, really nice. I have missed her a lot. So if you're listening to this, that was a great time. And then I just kind of hung out for the rest of the time. A lot of my friends they have jobs, so they're working and they're doing their thing. So most of the times I'm just kind of at home applying to things and, you know, doing the grand old life. And actually the day that I'm filming this, obviously I'm going to be posting it in November, but I'm recording this the day before Halloween and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for Halloween. I don't know why, because I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm literally just going over to my friend's house and we're gonna, I think we're gonna make cookies, like Halloween cookies, and decorate them and just have like spooky vibes, like nothing really crazy, obviously, because I don't really think now is a good time to be partying in a pandemic, obviously. So yeah, I'm just meeting up with a friend and having a good time, which I am really excited about. And I think that some people should at least do that, because if you're in a bubble with someone, it's just not fun to just be alone, especially on a holiday. Like, you want to have some kind of fun. So that's what we're doing. We're just having a little sleepover, and I'm really excited. And yeah, so that was kind of the month of October. I also finished, so after I graduated, I took this course for a certificate. It's called Managing in the New Reality, which, it's basically this business course that helps you with like everything kind of COVID related. I don't know. So I finished that this month as well, which thank God. I just let that go on and on. It was like a 10-week course and I made it last as long as I could, which honestly was kind of nice because then I was busy doing stuff. Like I was taking quizzes and watching lectures and still like learning. And now I get this certificate at the end of it, which I can put on my resume. Always a good thing. Anyway, so that was really nice to get out of the way and, get that all squared off. But yeah, so that was basically October. I thought that we could also talk about some of my favorites in October. So I have some favorites listed out. I'll start with my favorite book of the month. And technically, I didn't really read it this month. I read it, I think, the month before. But the reason why I'm putting this in this month is just because, obviously, I didn't read a book this month. I'll be honest. I did not read this month. But I have this amazing book that will probably just be my favorite book of the year. It was so freaking good. It's called Verity, and it's kind of like a thriller book. So it kind of goes with October and spookiness. But oh my God, I don't want to give anything away because I want you guys to read it. But I'll give you like a little synopsis, I guess. So this girl is a writer, and she's kind of like a struggling writer. Like, she writes good books, but she's just like, oh, I'm not good and everyone hates me and blah, blah, blah. So she's kind of annoying. So she gets this opportunity to be a ghostwriter for this woman who is in a very tragic accident. And so she goes to her house and is reading all of her books, and kind of falls upon her like life manuscript or autobiography, something like that, where she's talking about her life. And so she was like, oh, I'll read it for research, blah, blah, blah. But she finds something a little spooky, a little scary. So that's all I'm going to say about it. Super good. Literally, me and my friends, we kind of made this little book club because we're cute. So my old roommate, she read this book first. Then she gave it to me to read. And it was probably like a few months after she read it. And I read this book in literally 2 days. I could have read it in one, but I started to get really anxious because everything's just really intense. And so I'm like, oh my God, I have to put this book down. Like, my heart is racing. So I literally had probably, oh my gosh, 2 more chapters left, and then I would have been done. And so I put it down and I finished it the next day. So it's a really fast read, which is also nice if you guys are into that. But I was telling her about it, and I was like, oh my God, this book is insane. And she's like, oh, wait, I like kind of forgot. Like, maybe I should read it again. And so then I gave it to one of my other friends who read it, and then they gave it to their friends. And then anyway, so all of us have now read this book. It's probably like 5 of us that have read this book, and we're obsessed with it. It's seriously, it's so good. You need to watch it. Watch it? You need to read it. You need to read it. It's really, really intense. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely take a look at that. Okay, next, I am very into YouTube. I think YouTube is probably one of my favorite social media platforms, if you would say social media. I mean, I guess it pretty much is, but I'm obsessed with YouTube. I have so many YouTubers that I watch and that I am obsessed with. I just watched Cody Co and Kelsey's video of reacting to old Halloween costumes. Oh, they're so cute. They're my favorite. They're my favorite couple ever, but not who I was going to talk about. So my favorite YouTuber of the month has been Tara Michelle, and she is just... oh, she's so cute. She is just so nice in her vlogs. Like, she just has a really nice, warm presence about her that just kind of, like, for a while, I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just watching my friend Tara on YouTube, and I'll tell my mom, I'll be like, oh yeah, Tara did this, and she's like, who are you talking about? And I'm like, my best friend, Tara. Which, I hope that's not weird, but, like, you watch these people, and they are sharing their lives, and you kind of just, like, feel like you're one of their friends. And you're like, oh, hey, girl. Like, what? Let's see what you're doing today. You won't get to know what I'm doing, but let me see what you're doing. And it's just really nice. So she has been, she's just been great at the upload game because she just moved back to Canada. She's originally Canadian, and she lived in LA, but she moved back to Canada because, obviously, the pandemic was just getting to her. She was just alone. And so her whole family is in Canada. So she moved back to Canada. And it's really fun to just watch all these vlogs in Canada. My dad lives in Canada, actually. And so I get to see some places that I have also been to. And I'm like, oh my God, I know where that is. I know what that is. And it makes me want to go back to Canada. Canada is a very beautiful country. But yeah, so she has just been uploading a ton. If you follow her vlog channel, she also posts on her main channel, but her vlog channel she's just great at, and I love watching it. It's really cute stuff. Okay, so moving on from YouTube, obviously my other favorite social media platform is podcasts. Would you consider that social media? I don't know if I know anything about social media. But podcasts have been my favorite thing of this month. I think I have seriously listened to so many podcasts recently. Actually, yeah, like literally at the beginning of this month, me and my friend were talking about all the different podcasts that we love. And like, I got to even figure out some new ones that I've been listening to now. And they're just so nice. It's really nice to just throw on when you're working or like cleaning around the house, or honestly just vibing. I'll play it in the car, like whenever I'm like meeting up with a friend, I'll just play that on my way over there, and it makes the ride go so much faster. Actually, when I visited my friends up in Bellingham, because that's where I went to college, haha. And so I was visiting them a while ago because two of them live up there. And I literally listened from my house all the way up to Bellingham. I listened to like 3 or 4 podcasts just in a row. And it was great because it literally just makes it fly by. You have no idea that you've been in the car for like 3 hours, which sometimes you do. But like that really just makes it so much better. But yeah, so my favorite podcaster at the moment is Katie Bellotti. Her podcast is Thick and Thin. Oh my gosh, she's also a YouTuber. So if you want to look her up on YouTube, get that whole gist. She is super sweet as well. She's so cute. She just moved from New York to LA. I feel like most of my favorites are people who are moving. Maybe I should move. But, she's just so sweet. And like, she just kind of reminds me of like Audrey Hepburn or something. Like she's just kind of a classic girl. Like she's just so intelligent and timeless. I don't even know if that makes sense, but like just everything she says sounds like Marilyn Monroe could have said it like back in the day. She's just so I'm literally the worst at describing. I am nowhere near her, but like the way she uses her words are just so elegant and it just flows so nicely. She's just really cool. She's also like a freelance graphic designer, which is freaking awesome. Are you kidding me? She's just living life. So she's super cute and I really like her podcast. It's only 45 minutes, so it's like a nice quick little podcast if you ever just want to throw something on. And she'll talk about like women in history, which is also super fucking cool. There's so many people that I didn't even know about, and I get to learn about it through her podcast, which is just really fun. So she's really awesome. Check her out for sure. Okay, so then my song favorites. Oh, I didn't even put the artist on this one. Oh boy. Okay, so my song favorites of the month have been anything from Noah Cyrus. Literally, I have been listening to her, I guess would you say, is it an album or an EP? I guess it would be an album, but The End of Everything album. I have been listening to that on repeat. It's seriously so good. She's so talented. I love the Cyruses. I love all of them. Like Miley Cyrus has been coming out with amazing fucking shit, and I'm here for it. I am literally here for every single thing. Oh, okay. And then my other song of the favorite was actually me and my friend. We were just, we were being super nostalgic that day. We were just driving around at sunset, looking at cute houses, and we were just feeling super nostalgic. And then this song came on. She had like this playlist, and this song came on called June After Dark by Elliot Root. Oh my gosh, that just sent me, like, you know when you hear a song and you're like, whoa, the vibes are immaculate. That's literally how I felt. I was like, what is going on? I feel like I'm being transported out of my body. Like it was awesome. Love those songs that do that. And so June After Dark by Elliot Root, super good song. It just brought so many nostalgic vibes and I was just obsessed with it. So yeah, Noah Cyrus, June After Dark, great. They both feel very October-y to me as well. So fits. Anyway, okay, moving on. Movie fave. So I don't know how many movies I've really watched this month, but a movie that does instantly come to mind that I watched last weekend that I was like, ugh, I forgot of how much a cinematic masterpiece this movie is. It is Halloween Town 2. And not the Halloween Town the original, which, hot take, I think the second one is better. I actually don't even remember really the first one because I would always watch the second one, like every single time. And the great thing about it is at the beginning of the second movie, they give you a little synopsis of what happened in the first one. You never even have to watch the first movie and you're like, oh, I got it. I totally get it. I know what's going on. The second movie is so good. There's just so many parts to it that you're like, I don't even know what's going to happen next. This is amazing. And so I don't want to give, well, probably everyone has seen this. Big spoiler, but the main girl, Marnie, I don't know her real name, but the actress who plays her and the evil guy, Cal, are actually dating in real life, which, I'm obsessed with that. The sexual tension in that movie is out of this world. Anyway, that's a really good movie. It's a good Halloween movie. You have to watch it. It's my favorite of the month, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay, and then TV show fave. I actually have 3 TV shows that I want to talk about. First is The Vampire Diaries. I have restarted that this month, and I am seriously obsessed with it. I started rewatching it because on TikTok, everyone was rewatching it, and that's another thing about me. I'm obsessed with TikTok. At first, I was like, "Oh, maybe I'll start making TikToks and be like a TikTok girl." But I'm not very good at making the TikToks, so I kind of don't do that. I decided that's not going to be my thing. I don't want to be a TikTok star. I don't think I'm good at it. So, oh gosh, so sorry. I'm having trouble with this. Ugh. Okay. We will just edit all that out. Anyway. Yeah, so I decided against the whole TikTok thing. I was like, you know what? Probably not good for me. I'm not really great at it. Let's do something else. Anyway, so TikTok, though, got me so invested in the Vampire Diaries because they have all these Vampire Diaries TikToks. And they've been doing it for a while. And I remember talking to one of my friends. I was like, should I rewatch it? And they were like, I don't really care. No, they were nice. But I was like, okay, you know what? I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm going to do it. I'm going to rewatch The Vampire Diaries. And here I am rewatching it, and I'm obsessed with it. I have forgotten actually so many things that happen in it. And I never actually finished the whole series. I think because when it started, oh gosh. Actually, I think I started like when it was actually airing. I think I started kind of halfway through, and I had to like go back and watch it because I didn't watch it when it first came out because I remember, oh my gosh. Ooh, this is a weird memory coming into my mind. But I think I was in middle school when it came out, and there was this girl who I won't name her name, but she was very mean. And she was not very nice. But I remember she was obsessed with The Vampire Diaries. And I think why I didn't watch it was because I was like, ugh, fuck this girl. I am not going to watch what she's watching. Well, turns out, girl that I'm not going to name, you were right. The Vampire Diaries is good. I mean, it's good, but it's also bad, but it's good. I've been really enjoying rewatching that. And so is my mom. And so is my mom's boyfriend. I have both. Usually it'll be like after dinner. I'm like, oh, hey guys, like I'm going to watch an episode. Is it okay if I turn it on? And they're like, yeah. And then they will be glued to the couch watching it and they can't turn away. They're like, wait, who's this? And what's going on? And are they a vampire? Wait, what is it? And I'm like, guys, like, I know that I'm watching this in the living room and I'm kind of forcing you guys to watch this, but holy shit, stop asking a million questions. I'm just trying to watch my show. But of course I do answer the questions because I want them to be into it because it is really fun when we're all just watching it and having a good time. But anyway, so that's been a fave. Next one has been Dancing with the Stars. This is also a show that I've been watching since I was little. I've been obsessed. There was a period of time where I stopped watching it because I feel like it got kind of bad. And I think people could say that it is still kind of bad, which I kind of understand. But this season, personally, is probably one of my favorite seasons. I feel like there are so many good dancers. I mean, okay, let's just take a moment. Neve from Catfish is on Dancing with the Stars this season. He is the best one. Just let that sink in. The guy from Catfish, Neve, is the best dancer. He's so good. It's actually really awesome to watch because he's so talented. And it's just, I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. And then I'm actually kind of sad because he got eliminated. But Jesse Metcalf, oh my God. He was in John Tucker Must Die, the main guy. Holy shit. He was just nice to look at while he was on screen. He wasn't really awesome, which just kind of makes sense while he got eliminated, but it's just, everyone's super cute. And okay, one more person that I love, Chriselle Strauss. Staus. Oh, I don't know her last name, but Chriselle from Selling Sunset on Netflix. Okay, another show that I've been obsessed with, Selling Sunset. But she is just so cute, and she's been through so much stuff, and I just really love her a lot. She's just so cute, and she's doing so great this last okay, God, I'm getting emotional. This last episode, she did amazing. I think she got 2 nines. She got some nines in there, which is so good. And they had a villains night. They do these like cute little dress up things. It's just really cute. They're really cute. I think they're really amping it up. I do gotta say though, this is no hate towards Tyra Banks, but I just don't really love her as the host. I don't know. She's cute, and I definitely like feel bad for her because I think she like feels sad. I don't think people really like her, but I just miss Tom Bergeron. Oh, he was my favorite OG host. But I feel like Tyra will do good. I mean, it's Tyra Banks. Of course she's going to do good. I don't feel that bad for her. But anyway, so that's been a good show. And then, of course, The Bachelorette. There is the new season out right now. And it's fucking nuts. This is actually probably the most dramatic season ever. And they say that every single season. But this one with Claire is insane. And I'm not going to go into too much detail because actually next episode I want to do a recap of The Bachelor. Or Bachelorette, I should say. So I'm not going to go into too much detail. But this is a huge hot take. Huge. I don't like Claire. And if any of you know what I'm saying, you all know that Claire has been probably the worst bachelorette that we have ever had. And I'm not into it. I'm ready for Tayshia. I love Tayshia. I'm actually so mad that they didn't choose Tayshia to begin with. She's so like intelligent and amazing, and she would have been amazing from the beginning, but whatever. I'm getting too upset. I won't get into it. But yeah, so The Bachelorette, that's been super just entertaining. I wouldn't say it's good, but it's entertaining for sure. Okay, and finally, to wrap up my favorites, I have my Instagram fave, which this is a little stupid, but I kind of am like obsessed, or I don't want to say obsessed, but I very much like following Instagram influencers. And when I say that, they're kind of more like YouTubers that have Instagrams. You know what I mean? It's like you're YouTube famous, and so then you're kind of an Instagram influencer at the same time. But they're just kind of fun to watch or follow, you know. Anyway, so my Instagram fave is All Things Lillian. She's just really cute. Like, I don't know, she's just really happy, and she like made what is her job? I like know it. Oh God, here I am being like, she's my favorite, and I don't know anything she does. She like she has like a business. She's like a letter. She like does a lot of lettering, and so she like makes these like planner kind of notepads. Like she'll do an hourly planner and a weekly planner, and she makes stickers and like prints and water bottles and like super cute stuff. She's just really cute and really positive. Sometimes it's almost like a tiny bit too much, but it's okay. She's really cute. And she's married, which is a little weird because I think she's only 21. But I'm not going to get into it because she's my fave. But she's just really cute. And it's nice to have someone with just a positive energy on your feed. And she always does that. She's always super positive and super sweet. And I think that that's what obviously drew me into her. So yeah, so that is kind of wrapping up October. October was a pretty good month. I'm not going to lie. I have had a lot of fun in October. And so now I'm just going to do a little brief because we're already kind of going for quite a bit now. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about stuff that I am nervous for November, but also excited about for November. So first things that are making me a little bit nervous for November, I think the obvious ones are the election that's coming up, which when I post this, it'll be on Monday, so you still have time to vote. So please go out, vote. This is such an important election. Please use your right if you are able to. And obviously the pandemic, that is still alive and well, still happening. And right now, I think we're in the worst of it. America's doing really not great with the pandemic. So those are definitely some things that are worrisome going into November. I don't want to touch on those too much just because I know that it causes a lot of people anxiety, as it should, because it's it's a lot. And so I want this to be able to be a nice place where people don't have to get anxious listening to all these things. Of course, with that being said, this is a very, very important time where we need to stay educated and keep up to date with everything going on. So maybe I'll go into more depth about it later. But for now, just going to touch on those. Those things are obviously, they're making me a bit nervous. So yeah. Okay, and then the last thing that I'm kind of nervous about for November, and this is more of a personal thing. Well, I mean, sort of, obviously, okay, let me just say it. It's finding jobs. I think obviously other people can relate to this where it's been really hard to find a job in the pandemic right now. And for me, I have not found a job. I am still unemployed, living at home. And that's just been a hard adjustment, obviously. You know, when you're in your 20s, you want to be like having fun, going out, living on your own. Like you're starting to be an adult. And I'm 23. Like I said earlier. And of course, there's like this little society in me that's like, you need to have your life together. You're 23, which, you know, I want to have a whole episode all about this, but like, you know, 23 is still so young. And it's not that crazy for me to move home even just after college. But now that it's like, okay, you know, I graduated in June and here it is November, and still nothing has really come about. It's hard on the mental state. But I'm trying to just push through it. You know, I apply every day, or I apply as much as I can, because I definitely do take breaks, which I think is important just for your own mental sanity, to be like, okay, you know what? You applied the last 5 days in a row. Why don't you just take a breather? So I definitely have been going in and out of that for the last few months. Just trying my best. And I try to just keep telling myself that, yes, this is a hard time right now, but it's not always going to be like this. I'm never going to just not have a job ever. Like, you know, I will get a job eventually. And when it happens, it'll happen. And it'll hopefully be the good, right job for me. And that's kind of how I just have to keep telling myself that. It's like, you know what? Maybe now is just not the right time, or the right job just hasn't shown up yet. So that's what I keep telling myself. I know that obviously I am not the only one that is suffering with this. And so honestly, my heart goes out to all the people that like it matters more for them to have a job, because I can definitely recognize my privilege where it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm 23. I don't have children to take care of or feed. I don't live on my own. So it's like, I'm not paying anything. Like I don't need a job so terribly bad at this moment. Obviously, of course, I want one. I think everyone does. They want to have that stability and something to do, and, you know. So I can recognize my privilege and definitely understand that there are a lot more people out there that are having it a lot harder than me. So I try to keep that in mind as well, where it's like, you know what? It's okay if I don't have a job right this moment, and I will get one eventually. So those are kind of the things. Those are the little heavy things on my heart for this upcoming month. But let's get into some things that I am excited about. We're going to end on a happy note. So some things I'm excited about for November is obviously Thanksgiving. I actually really love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is definitely one of the top holidays. I'm really excited because I get to, we're going to go, me, my mom, and my mom's boyfriend are going to go over to my brother's house, and we're going to have Thanksgiving over there. We've seen him a couple times, so he's kind of like in our little bubble. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see my extended family, like my uncles and aunts and cousins and grandparents and stuff, because obviously they live in Oregon, so it's harder. We don't want to, expose them and they expose us and blah, 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 blah. We don't need to bring those germs down there when we obviously have not seen them. You know, they're not in our little bubble. So that obviously is hard, and I would love to see them. But maybe we'll video chat them or something. We'll check in for sure. But I am excited to just have like a little Thanksgiving, the four of us. I'm actually making a pie. Another thing to add about myself is that I really like baking. Baking is actually one of my favorite pastimes. The funny thing is, though, is that I don't even, well, I obviously do like sweets, but I would way rather choose a savory item than a sweet item. But I don't like cooking as much as I like baking. Like, I love baking. I'd rather bake so many sweet treats, but then I would want to eat like nachos or a piece of bread. Like, I need the savory things in my life, but it's great because then I can give it to other people. So this year I am making a banoffee pie, which you're probably like, what? I've never heard that in my entire life, and me either, until another one of my YouTuber faves, Kristen Johns, she made a pie, this pie, banoffee pie, where it's basically a graham cracker crust with this layer of kind of like caramel custardy kind of thing, and then a layer of bananas, and then a layer of whipped cream with chocolate shavings on top. And it just looks scrumptious. I mean, seriously, it looks so, so good. And so I was like, yep, okay. Like, the second I stopped watching that video, I was like, I'm making that, because it's so Thanksgiving-y, and it's kind of different. You know, it's not just your classic pumpkin pie or pecan pie or whatever. And so I wanted to do it. I wanted to challenge myself. And so I'm going to make that. And I'm just really excited. I really like Thanksgiving, and I like being with family, and just a time to be thankful. Even when things are hard, there are tons of things that I think my family can be thankful for. So I'm really excited for that. Another thing that I'm excited about, obviously, that kind of goes along with jobs and stuff like that, is that I kind of feel like November is just, you know, it's a new month. It's a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity for new opportunities, if that makes sense. It's just like a fresh start. That's what I'm kind of taking this new month as. And that's kind of how I take every new month. It's like, okay, we're starting over. Let's try it again. Who knows what could happen this month? I mean, so many things can change in just a matter of seconds. I mean, just obviously, I think we can all relate to that with the pandemic. I feel like so many people's lives have changed, either obviously for the worse or for the better, but things can change in the matter of seconds. So new month, new me. Let's see what happens. So I am excited about that. Along with nervousness, I am excited. And then finally, the last thing that I'm really excited about is this podcast. I'm really excited to do something like this because it's just a nice creative outlet for me, especially these last few months in quarantine. Once I graduated college, that was a lot, graduating in a pandemic, and it just was so draining. And I think that's why it's almost been nice at the same time to have this kind of break, to just kind of like get out of that rut, because I definitely just felt creatively drained, emotionally drained, just done. Like, I was so out of it. And so now I feel like I'm kind of starting to get things back to normal, and it's like, okay, you know, I'm starting to have those creative juices again and wanting to do something fun and different. And like I said earlier, this is totally out of my comfort zone to be doing something like this, but I think that's why I need to do it even more, because obviously when you just stay in your comfort zone, you can never grow. And I think this would be a really nice growing opportunity for me. I'm really excited. I don't even care if the only thing that comes out of this is just me and my friends have this little thing of me talking, because it helps me to get all my emotions out there. And I hope that maybe someone else can relate, or they feel good listening to it, even if it is just my friends. I don't care. Who cares? I think this is something that I think I just really need to do at this time. And so I'm really excited. I actually have actually, I have this entire month planned out with all the episodes that I want to talk about this month and actually next month. So I want to stick to it and I want to do it and I want to branch out and get out of my comfort zone and do it. So here we go. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to be ending the podcast. Thank you so much for everyone who listened to my first episode. I'm really excited. I hope that you guys are too. So thank you for tuning in to the first episode of Just Another 20-something with me, Marisa. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.